Good morning. What a glorious day down here in Mission Bay. I want to welcome you to the official ribbon cutting of Mission Bay's Bayfront Park. I'm Thor Kozlowski, the Executive Director of the Office of Community Investment and Infrastructure. We work with Fossil, the master developer of Mission Bay, to use tax increment financing to finance and develop housing, infrastructure, and parks like today's Mission Bay Park that just got constructed. Bayfront Park is an important installment to the Bay Trail and sits at the intersection of transit and open space and important amenities, including right here, the Chase Arena, where the world champion Warriors play right over here. Yeah, give them a round of applause. We know that this park will soon be a favorite of everyone who visits and works here. We're proud of this beautiful space and the team that has produced it, especially Mission Bay Development Group, Fossil, and their partnership with us. They've managed to bring this park in timely, on budget, and its opening is really focused on using small businesses and local residents for the work here. We want to thank them for their partnership on that. And now I want to introduce our great mayor, the greatest park champion mayor that has ever been, I think, Mayor London Breed.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Thor. And I gotta say, this is so exciting because we just need to take it into perspective and look back at over 150 years ago when gradually the waterfront had been closed off to people, whether it was the Navy, whether it was used for industrial use or to repair ships. You know, when you think about it, this part of the waterfront was just not attractive, not interesting, and the people of San Francisco haven't been able to really enjoy it like we should be able to. We're right next to the water. We talk about the Bay Area. Well, now we're in the Bay Area and experiencing it like never before. What is also extremely exciting, like never before, when we think about what Pier 70 used to be and what it will develop into, when we think about India Basin and Crane Cove Park and China Basin Park and all these parks and open space, what we are doing is preparing for this incredible Bay Trail that will link the southern part of San Francisco all the way down to the Embarcadero, and how bike trails, walking paths, and this opening will lead to such an extraordinary experience for the people of San Francisco. We've built over 6,400 units right here in Mission Bay, added over 40 acres of park space. We have the Golden State Warriors and the Golden State Valkyries. We have the top medical facility in the country, UCSF. We have created a neighborhood out of railroad tracks, a golf driving range, and an Esprit outlet. This is what we do in San Francisco. We make extraordinary visions into a reality. We're experiencing this reality, but we're also paying very close attention to the need to prepare for sea level rise, because we're right on the water. We're bringing in our history with parts of the eastern span of the Bay Bridge right here, so you can get a firsthand look and remember what it used to be and how we incorporate and reuse those pieces as a way to make this park even better. In fact, rainwater will be used to help restore gray water into use in the city and county of San Francisco. Such an incredible, environmentally sustainable, exciting, beautiful, and amazing project that brings so much hope and joy to the people who not only live here, but the people who visit here. And when the opening game for the Warriors on Sunday happens, folks will be right out here, barbecuing on our grills. Please clean up after yourselves. Going to Mission Rock, enjoying some great food, and looking out at the waterfront. I mean, this is absolutely amazing. And this is San Francisco at its best. And we are so grateful for all of you, the labor hands who built it, the architects, the construction workers, everyone who has had a hand. We're grateful to you for all that you did to make this incredible dream a reality, and one that so many people will continue to enjoy for generations to come. Thank you all so much for being here.
Thank you, Mayor Breed. OCI has also benefited from excellent collaboration with the Port of San Francisco on the design and delivery of this park. This park is not only being delivered to the public, but also to the port. This is port land. And so they'll be the long-term steward of this park. And with that, I want to introduce Elaine Forbes, the director of the port. Elaine?
Thank you so much, Thor, and thank you so much, Madam Mayor. I want to recognize two of my commissioners here today, Vice President Gail Gilman and Stephen Lee. Thank you so much for being here. The port loves, loves, loves a ribbon cutting on a port park. For this city, it is the proudest moment that we can celebrate together, because the port belongs to the people of the city and county of San Francisco and the visitors of the city and county of San Francisco. And I am proud to say, Mayor, we have delivered approximately 25 acres of parks in the last 10 years, which is absolutely so exciting for us. We didn't have to build this park. Our partners built this beautiful park, but we get the honor and the privilege and the obligation of maintaining it in a way that it's vibrant and wonderful for the public. And in this park is coming the Mission Bay Ferry Landing. I promise that we will get that Mission Bay Ferry Landing in this park. Right now, we have our hands and our fingers crossed on a potential EPA grant that the mayor's office helped us put in for with WIDA that would allow us to finish this Mission Bay Ferry Landing and build another fully zero emissions ferry, a large ferry. It's this investment that makes San Francisco so wonderful, and we think of Mission Bay and we think of all the nurses and skilled labor that needs to come to this place through this park, build back office work, all the people that will come and enjoy this historic park and know that the shoreline is a contiguous opportunity for enjoyment. And I just couldn't be prouder to be able to welcome this park into our neighborhood. The park does a great job of honoring the past too. Please look at the several ship anchors that you'll see from the port's historic collection throughout. The mayor mentioned the sea level rise and the robust climate change that is planned. The public dollar does not have to figure out what to do with this space. We are ready for sea level rise here. And under your leadership, Mayor, as I said, we will get this Mission Bay Ferry Landing caused. And we also would like, now I have a great honor to remember and recognize a former colleague of all of ours, Jennifer Matz. She was an incredible city employee. She ran the Office of Economic and Workforce Development and worked on many, many port projects, and definitely worked on this arena at Piers 3032 first and brought it here. She was tenacious. She wouldn't take no for an answer. She was really, really a very, very strong contributor to this waterfront. So it's very befitting that former Mayor Ed Lee also asked when the Chase Center had its groundbreaking that there be an honor to Jennifer Matz here in this park, and there is, and I'm very, very, very thankful that I can make that recognition today on behalf of many of us who had the privilege of working with her and on behalf of her family. So thank you again for making today possible. I'm very, very delighted to be here. And now I get to welcome our District 6 Supervisor, Matt Dorsey, who has been an incredible push and inspiration into making this part of town everything it can be. Supervisor Dorsey.
Thanks so much. You know, this is a highlight for me because this is the part of my time on the Board of Supervisors where this is now the second event where I was at the groundbreaking, and now I get to be at the ribbon cutting. So it's like, you know, I'm at that point where we're starting to see these things. But it also brings back memories for me because 25 years ago, I worked at a tech communications firm on Berry Street, and my office window overlooked Mission Bay at a time when it was train tracks and a golf driving range and a Esprit outlet. And this was my stomping ground. So it really is meaningful to me at a time when I was working on Y2K and the dot-com things and representing people like Elon Musk back when he was just a lowly millionaire. To see how this neighborhood has changed at a time when I couldn't have imagined I'd have the opportunity and the privilege of being the district supervisor. I want to thank OCII, I want to thank the Port. I really want to express my gratitude as well to the Golden State Warriors and Valkyries for everything that they have done to our city. And you know, supervisors come and go and mayors come and go, but it's the developers who seem to outlast us. Thank God for that. So I want to introduce Seth Hamalian, who has been instrumental in the development of this for many years. Please welcome Seth.
Thank you very much for having us out here today. These are truly the most important milestones for us as the master developer of the project. The buildings that go up, they matter. The streets and utilities, they're essential, but it's the parks and open space that are the public spaces, the gathering spaces, the living rooms for our neighbors, for our community, and for the city at large. And so it really means a lot to us to have these days together and to be able to do this so shortly after the construction was completed. And so that, I want to start with gratitude for the opportunity for being entrusted with delivering this project to this city. I also want to start with gratitude to leadership. Mayor Breed, Director Forbes, Supervisor Dorsey, Director Kozlowski, all of the city departments came together and they heard the call. They said, hey, when parks are finished in Mission Bay, they should also be open to the public. And that's exactly what their leadership made sure happened. They got everyone rowing in the same direction. And so I'm really grateful for that. I'm grateful for the coordination and all the hard work all the city departments put into this. I won't bother you with the list and the names of all these different departments, but this doesn't happen without many, many hands and eyes on the designs, the permitting, and yes, this is a developer actually thanking the permitting agencies because it really, it really all came together. I'm also really grateful for all of the labor that went into this. There are beautiful minds, Surface Design, that came up with the vision and the ideas behind this, working closely in concert with all of our engineering team, all of the people who make sure that this is seismically stable, that it's ready for sea level rise, and all of the staff who worked day in and day out to get this approved, our team at Mission Bay Development Group, the construction manager, TMI, Tolio, if you're out there, thank you for getting the fences down this morning so this will be open to the public. And thank you for the labor. The physical labor, the people who are out here every day. Without them, this doesn't get built. Yes. And remember to thank them for not only their physical work, but their mental work as well, because every project like this has a million surprises. And their troubleshooting in the field, working in concert with our design team, are what allow such a successful final product to be enjoyed by the public. And finally, I'm grateful to the community. The community here in Mission Bay is a really special one. And I mean community in the broadest sense. It ranges anywhere from our partners like the Warriors down to the people who were here the earliest days living in houseboats and everyone in between. This community lives through constant construction. Think about that for a second. For over 2 decades, constant construction. I've been involved with the project for 2 decades and I've lost a lot of hair over this project. I can only imagine what that feels like to be a part of constant change. But thank you. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your volunteer time in taking the time to actually help us shape this design. Community members were with us side by side when we arrived at the design of this park. So thank you for all your support. I welcome the whole city into this. This is the city's park. Yes, it's in Mission Bay, but it's the city's park. Come enjoy your beautiful waterfront. Come enjoy the product of all of that labor. And with that, thank you. I'm going to introduce Brandon Schneider, president of the Warriors.
Thank you, Seth, and thanks everyone for being here today. Today is a great day for Dub Nation. And not just because we have opening night tomorrow night, but we stand here about to cut the ribbon, signifying the opening of Bayfront Park, beautiful park right across the street from Chase Center. Thank you to all who made today possible. It has truly been an effort that has required so many partners in the city and in our community. When we mapped out our vision for Chase Center and Thrive City almost a decade ago, this park was always a huge part of the overall puzzle. Bayfront Park will now add to the overall experience for the tens of thousands of visitors and fans who will come to our venue for Warriors games, for Chase Center concerts, family events, Thrive City events, and soon, Valkyries games. Yeah. It's funny, I tell people I wear a Warriors shirt, people say, yeah, that's nice. I wear a Valkyries shirt and everybody wants to talk about it. So we're committed to San Francisco and specifically to the Mission Bay community in terms of making it a world-class destination. Now, Chase Center just celebrated our 5-year anniversary, September 6th. Metallica, San Francisco Symphony, you all remember. Since then, we've hosted almost 5 million guests at over 400 events inside of Chase Center. And recently, Accenture released an economic impact report that found $4.2 billion in impact for the San Francisco community. We could not be more proud of the impact that Chase Center is having on the community here in San Francisco, and I can assure you, we are just getting started. With that in mind, let's talk about 2025. We have the NBA All-Star Game coming in February. Yeah. We have the NCAA Tournament coming in March. We have the Valkyries tipping off in May. And I don't know if Mike Dunleavy's here, but we want to host the NBA Finals in June. That should get the biggest applause, by the way. And then the Laver Cup, a global tennis tournament, is coming in September. So that's 2025 inside Chase Center. But outside, you guys probably all heard, K Fico Pizzeria just opened right here in Thrive City a couple weeks ago. We just announced Splash, 30,000 square foot, state-of-the-art sports bar opening in the plaza. I can't help but notice Tyler Florence. You got Miller and Lux right across the street. And then in the next few months, you're going to have Baked Bear ice cream sandwiches. You're going to have Kaya by Brahma Love, Senor Sissig, Fixque Craft Barbecue. Thrive City is really coming to life. Now, Thrive City is also the home to year-round programming, free programming centered around health and wellness and culture. With this beautiful park now open, we will look to partner with the city and with community organizations to host even more free community events for everyone here in the area and all of San Francisco. We are so thankful for the partnership with OCII, the Port, Mission Bay Development Group, and of course the vision and leadership from Supervisor Dorsey, Mayor Breed, and lastly the incredible Mission Bay community in bringing this park to life. With that in mind, it is my pleasure to introduce my friend Sarah Davis to the podium.
Hi, everybody. I'm Sarah Davis. I'm the chair of the Mission Bay Citizens Advisory Committee, and my family moved down here in the 80s. I grew up on the houseboats in Mission Bay, and at the time we were the community. And over the years, you know, we have really sat at the table when we built these building blocks. I was under the table. But I watched my dad, Jack Davis. I watched Corinne Woods. I watched Bob Isaacson. I watched Tim Beadle. I watched Amy Netches. And I watched a lot of people that are still in this room who've become our sort of bigger Mission Bay family. You know, pick these building blocks of what a real community could be, which is such a rare opportunity for any community. This park specifically sits on the ground of what used to be a couple of sleepy restaurants, a couple of sleepy boat clubs, a couple of off-grid artist collectives. It also used to be the place where working San Francisco would get off at 5 o'clock at the boat yards, the Muni yards, come down here, meet up, drink some beer, watch the sunset. So that when Mission Bay was being built out, you know, we really envisioned this as being our big, great space. And I hope that those communities come back to drink beer and watch the sunset. And I look forward to working with everybody who's now in the neighborhood to start having some community street festivals, to have some gatherings, some community gathering. And I look forward to everybody who's already in Mission Bay and everybody who's coming to Mission Bay to join us as we enjoy this park.
Well, thank you. That pretty much closes up the agenda here. I wanted to have you've already heard from our great supervisor, our mayor, the developer of Mission Bay, the Warriors, the port, a few other crucial stakeholders I just want to mention. I want to thank OCI's commission. I see Commissioner Aquino here. Thank you, Commissioner. I want to thank the OCI staff, the project management staff. Gretchen Heckman and Nikki Henry, and also staff from DPW and the PUC and the City Attorney's Office. I see you, John Malamut. With that, everybody, thank you so much. We're going to cut the ribbon.